My name is Joe Sacco, and here I am at the Edinburgh Literature Festival. Well, I've enjoyed hanging out with Chris Ware and some other people, meeting a few people here and there. It's usually the people that I enjoy the most, and I have to say I do enjoy meeting the people who read the books, because they always seem to be thoughtful, ask interesting questions, and they seem very decent to me. Well, I think it's a great idea that the festival is featuring graphic novels and comics. They're obviously one of the only growing parts of the book trade at this point, so it's probably wise too. But it's just good to see that, comics are taken seriously just more and more. It's not even something we have to think about much anymore. Well, I feel that the perception toward comics changed around the millennium. Around then I felt something clicked. And I think that had to do with just enough good work appearing at around the same time that it created a sort of critical mass. And how did that affect me personally? It put money in my pocket where there was none before. Made things a lot easier. It really did. It opened a lot of doors. Editors were interested in the work, and suddenly my work was being taken seriously. When I started out doing comics, I wasn't thinking so much about journalism. I was thinking more about just drawing whatever I wanted to draw. The journalism sort of came later, and it came very organically. I didn't have a big theory behind what I was doing. But comics seemed sort of a natural fit. I didn't overthink it. I didn't come up with big theories beforehand. I just sort of worked with what I knew and fit myself in it and thought, oh, how am I going to do this journalistically? What am I going to show? Then you realize, oh, I need to show details. I need to show how people live. I need to show what streets look like. I want people to feel like they're there. And I need to show faces. You start thinking in those terms above and beyond just the standard journalistic questions. My work process is generally, when I go into the field, I do interviews, I talk to a lot of people, I do what any print journalist would do, except perhaps I ask visual questions also. I have to ask, if I'm talking about something that happened in the past, what it looked like, what sort of clothes were people wearing, stuff like that, because I have to draw it later. I take pictures for reference. I don't do too many sketches. And then after a few months or a few weeks, whatever it is, out in the field, I come back and I write a script, and then I start drawing. And then I just chain myself to a desk for a few years and let the process take over. Art Spiegelman was an editor of mine for Details magazine, and he sent me out on a couple of journalistic assignments. And it was difficult working with Art just because he's such a good editor. I'd send him my script, I'd send him my drawings, and he always had really constructive criticism and things I didn't think about before. And I realized this is how, I actually learned something from him. I decided not to be too defensive about it and just sort of learn, and I think I did. He taught me a lot about panel structure, I think, and about really trying to tighten up language as much as possible.